On April 20th, 2009, SHAKER releases a game onto the iOS store. Baby Shaker for only 99 cents. On a plane, on the bus, in a theater, babies are everywhere you don't want them to be. They're always distracting you from preparing for that big presentation at work with their incessant crying. Before Baby Shaker, there was nothing you could do about it. Now, Baby Shaker gives you a charming drawing of a baby, sure to make those with a less than iron will fawn. True to life, it begins to annoy you immediately. See how long you can endure his or her adorable cries before you just have to find a way to quiet the baby down. Never shake a baby. 2 stars. 1 review. Matt and Antone writes on April 21st, 2009, 2 out of 5 stars. Kinda weak. There should be a choking sound or something more dramatic. Also, doesn't come with any options. Start it up, baby cries, timer stops, death monitor goes on, nothing more. Apple is a company I have absolutely no history with. For a small time when I was a worm, I wanted an iPhone because I thought they looked cool and had a better camera. Now that I'm older, I don't really care. I like the phone I have, and it would be better if the updates didn't try to force me to use AI. I hear Pear is a better company, but I don't like change. In 1984, Steve Jobs thought it'd be cool to drop this mini fridge, and then a few years into the new millennium, he said, let's make it smaller, and we got this thing in June of 2007. For about 500 shillings and about a 2-year contract, you could get this 4GB social statement. You could be the coolest gal around town with this thing. Who needs a personality when you have this shiny paperweight? Better yet, where is it? Yeah, the iPhone was off shelves and sold out nearly everywhere within an hour of its release. According to a Guardian article from June 30th, 2007, about 6 out of 10 Americans knew it was coming like it was foretold in the Bible. Jesus is taking too long. What's his name? Jobs? Close enough. You want to know what else 6 out of 10 Americans have? Chronic illness. So, since this was the first Apple mobile phone, you're probably expecting it to have the App Store, right? Wrong. Instead, Apple directed developers to create web apps which could be accessed via Safari. This was the only way to get apps on your phone until July of 2008, when Apple released iPhone OS 2.0. Along with it came introduction of third-party app development and distribution on the platform. Hooray! Free market! Then came 2009. On Monday, April 20th of 2009, a rather strange game was released on the iOS store under the distribution alias SHAKER by the name of Baby Shaker. The app only costed 99 cents to purchase, and the description goes as follows. On a plane, on the bus, in a theater, babies are everywhere you don't want them to be. They're always distracting you from preparing for that big presentation at work with their incessant crying. Before Baby Shaker, there was nothing you could do about it. Now, Baby Shaker gives you a charming drawing of a baby, sure to make those with a less than iron will fawn. True to life, it begins to annoy you immediately. See how long you can endure his or her adorable cries before you just have to find a way to quiet the baby down. Never shake a baby. About a day later, on Tuesday the 21st, a single, admittedly disgusting review would be posted on the app's iOS review page. Matt San Antone rates the app 2 stars. Kinda weak. There should be a choking sound or something more dramatic. Also doesn't come with any options. Start it up, baby cries, timer stops, death monitor goes on, nothing more. Okay, Matt. 2 days after the game's release, on Wednesday the 22nd, an iOS app review site called KRAPPS discovered the game. At 10 a.m., they posted a scathing review on their website regarding the app. Our apologies in advance, this will not be a typical KRAPPS post. To borrow a baseball analogy, our main mission is to hit what Apple tees up. And this next one is going out of the park. Ever hear of SBS? Per Wikipedia, shaken baby syndrome, SBS, is a form of child abuse that occurs when an abuser violently shakes an infant, creating a whiplash-type motion that causes acceleration-deceleration injuries. The injury is estimated to affect between 1,200 and 1,600 children every year in the USA. SBS is often fatal and can cause severe brain damage, resulting in lifelong disability. Besides death and brain damage, shaking a baby can cause blindness, leaning problems, seizure disorders, cerebral palsy, and paralysis. Yeah, pretty disgusting stuff, repulsive and sickening, so obviously child abuse is no laughing matter. And maybe it's just us, but we would never even joke about child abuse and use it as a form of entertainment. Maybe we're just square pegs and out of the norm because apparently Apple and the folks at SHAKER think shaking a baby is funny. Head to the App Store, search the entertainment category. There you will find the Baby Shaker iPhone app. Now, don't get us wrong. We're not on some vigilante justice hunt. We know there was no malicious intent by SHAKER, and we know that Apple are complete dumbasses when it comes to approving apps, even if the app includes a disclaimer, never shake a baby, driven by quantity over quality. But come on, combining the title Baby Shaker with the objective of stopping an annoying crying baby is simply irresponsible and utterly idiotic. You would think Apple would stay totally clear of any iPhone app remotely resembling child abuse, but if you've paid any attention to KRAPPS, it's really not surprising. Okay, we get it, crying babies can indeed get annoying. On a plane, at a restaurant, in the hotel room next to yours, we get it, annoying, shut that kid up. But Apple, try using half of your freaking money-making brain and reject Baby Shaker. Tell SHAKER to make some revisions, call the damn thing Pacify Jr. and mix in some pacifiers to calm the baby down. See how easy that was? Simple stuff. Sort of funny while protecting the integrity of the Apple brand. And never forget, really bites. Release Baby Shaker and you get douchebag users leaving loser reviews like this one below. Yeah, look for it. Look for the word choking. Folks, I don't think KRAPPS likes Baby Shaker. KRAPPS would later announce the article on Twitter, and the next day at 9:18 a.m., Jennifer Dickens, a founder of a non-profit organization called Stop Shakin' Baby Syndrome Incorporated, saw the KRAPPS article and would tweet about it. Is absolutely disgusted. I agree, shaking a baby is not funny, and Apple/iPhone should know better. Okay, reasonable tweet, I get it, you're disgusted, I understand. Then she proceeded to send the article for press release to 30,000 media companies. Jesus Christ, I didn't even know there was like 100 media companies. Now a lot of people know about this game and a lot of people are angry. A litany of child advocacy groups accuse the app of both making fun and glorifying shaken baby syndrome. KRAPPS would post an update regarding the whole Baby Shaker sitch. We went live with our Baby Shaker story early this morning around 1 a.m. PST, including an announcement on Twitter. The first retweet was at 5:30 a.m. PST by Dick's Wifey. From there, the word started to spread. We made a time zone retweet at 10:45 a.m. PST, and after that, all hell broke loose with multiple retweets, passionate comments, and outcries towards Apple requesting that Baby Shaker be removed from the App Store. At 11:07 a.m. PST, CNET broke the Baby Shaker story on their site, crediting KRAPPS. Shortly thereafter, TechChurch broke the story, crediting CNET. Twitter is going off with Baby Shaker tweets and retweets, still is at the time of writing. At approximately 3:30 p.m. PST, mainstream media has picked up the Baby Shaker story. New York Times, Boston Herald, Washington Post, Los Angeles Times, and more by the minute. Via Google News search, in the end, the people were heard and Apple removed Baby Shaker. But not without exposure to a seriously flawed application approval system. Child abuse is not funny. Shaking a baby on your iPhone until it dies is just effed up. Just read the viewer comments below for real-life child abuse horror stories, and not a laughing nor entertaining matter. To conclude, reading the various Baby Shaker buzz, we've been noticing that Apple fanboy thinks Apple can do no wrong, saying Baby Shaker is not Apple's fault, rather the developers. Wrong, nut job. Apple is 100% responsible for the products they sell. Doesn't matter if they develop it or not. Apple is 100% responsible for the products they sell. Doesn't matter if they developed it or not. If Apple sells it, they are responsible for the product. So, STFU, Apple fanboy, and mix in a dose of reality. Alright, Billy Badass, calm down.
Calm down, partner. Why you on your knees? Get down, boy. Get down.
A day later, on Thursday the 23rd, Apple would finally pull Baby Shaker from the App Store, but then it returned to the store the day after, only for it to be taken down that very afternoon. Permanently.
Apple pulled a 99-cent iPhone game called Baby Shaker from its iTunes store. Its premise, quiet a crying baby with a vigorous shake, prompted outrage outside an Apple store in New York City from parents whose children were hurt or killed from being shaken.
She was born perfectly healthy, but at 5 days old, the monster that we brought into our home as a baby nurse to spend the first few weeks with us shook her in the middle of the night, breaking 3 ribs, both collarbones, and causing a severe brain injury.
So this is an application designed for President Obama when he was running for office.
Independent developer Dom Sagola helped build the iPhone app for the Obama campaign and says Baby Shaker needed to be pulled.
I wasn't too impressed, and the concept itself is a little bit distasteful, actually. I have a toddler, so I wouldn't use that app. There's a certain expectation with the iPhone platform, and it's an expectation of quality, it's an expectation of a certain experience, and we, as developers, try to trust Apple to help us make the right decisions.
Rand Alexander, who helped develop this cookie-eating app, suggests a rating system for the iPhone.
They do have games that are a little more of a mature audience. I think maybe with something like that, it could have been rated mature comedy. Maybe that's something they can build in later on. As far as weeding out questionable apps, I'm really mixed. I think that, yeah, there's a lot of trash on there. There's a lot of applications. But at the same time, free market, you know, it's going to dictate. Now, obviously, this must have caused some sort of stir because it's off now.
Although Baby Shaker was pulled, protesters say they still want an apology from Apple.
Issue a public apology, and moreover, we're asking again anyone who has put this onto their phones to delete it. It's the responsible and the right thing to do.
Apple recently launched a countdown website leading up to its 1 billionth iPhone app download. Haven Daily, The Associated Press.
A spokesperson for Apple would give an apology regarding the situation during an interview with Macworld. This application was deeply offensive and should have not been approved for distribution on the App Store. When we learned of this mistake, the app was removed immediately. We'd sincerely apologize for this mistake and thank our customers for bringing this to our attention. On April 28th of 2009, Sakalosoft themselves made a statement regarding their application. Apple iPhone application. Baby Shaker. Yes, the Baby Shaker iPhone app was a bad idea. You should never shake a baby, even on an Apple iPhone baby shaking application. In case you were unaware, Baby Shaker was an Apple iPhone application that was greatly lacking in taste. It was approved by Apple for download upon the iPhone, however, it was later taken down because it was a baby shaking video game. While GTA is a video game that pushes the limits, it is still yet to have a baby shaking mini game in it. There are currently 30,000 iPhone applications out there, so there are many other iPhone applications you could be better spending your time and money on. Here's a list of the top applications. Top 10 Apple iPhone apps. Number 1, Stick Wars. Number 2, Flight Control. Number 3, Pocket Guide. Number 4, iHunt 3D. Number 5, Parking Lot. Number 6, Leaf Trombone. Number 7, Playman Track.
Number 8,
Flick Fishing. Number 9, Tweety. Camera Zoom. So, where is Baby Shaker now? Good question. Let me answer that in 17 seconds. Yeah, that's it. Unless someone just happens to have it still downloaded on an iPhone that somehow hasn't been remotely bricked by Apple themselves, then we have no real way of obtaining this game. All we have left of it is a couple screenshots in that 17-second video briefly showing gameplay. The channel that posted the only piece of video evidence of Baby Shaker, HYDTF, was made on April 23rd of 2009, and uploaded all of the contents on their channel on the same day. Only 4 videos. The first being of a random Fox News clip regarding Carrie Prejean's homophobic convictions being stated on national television. Next was another Fox clip of former POW McCain reacting to KSM's waterboarding. Then some random music video about Jeremy Tyler, whoever that is, and the infamous Baby Shaker footage. Due to how swift action was taken against Baby Shaker, it's probably lost forever, but who knows, maybe someone has it somewhere somehow. I haven't heard or seen any progress made on this piece of lost media since the community is too busy cannibalizing itself over Nick Jr. pilots and trying to piss on the graves of those who have long passed because they want to see the death footage. A question does come up regarding this game, which is a question that should be addressed. Should Baby Shaker be found? I say yes. I think preserving this kind of history is actually rather important. While, yes, this piece of media can be considered very offensive, and it is to an extent, we've had whole museums being opened surrounding topics of a far more horrific caliber. Why do we have these museums? Because history. We need to learn from history, and experience is the best teacher. We need examples of what not to do, but then again, times have changed quite a bit, and if Baby Shaker released today, I sincerely doubt it caused any kind of major stir as it did in its day. Baby Shaker was a first of its kind on a platform that was in its infancy. We were only recently beginning to traverse the landscape of mobile tech. Of course it freaked out a bunch of people. You could say this about any piece of media that was heavily suppressed by public outrage. And while I'm not pro-censorship, I am pro-consequences and pro-criticism. You have every right to put something downright atrocious on the internet. I will fight for your right to do so. I will not, however, fight against rightful criticism. There's a thing called facing the consequences of your actions. Not sure if you've heard of it, but I assure you, the door hits all of our asses on the way out. Just as you have the right to put out your really weird RPG Maker title, you know who I'm talking about, everyone who consumes that media has the right to criticize your work. And to the lost media community, maybe instead of looking for horrific death footage of a poor woman taking her own life so she can be further mythologized and fetishized by freaks on the internet, why don't you put your effort into finding this fuck-ass game instead? I'm pretty sure it'd take just as much effort, so you have no excuse. That's all for tonight, folks. I really appreciate you all coming here tonight once again, and I'd like to take a moment to thank all of you wonderful people for getting me to nearly 100 subscribers and my first video to 1.3 thousand views. I'm going to admit something to you all, since you are all my beloved Deadites, you deserve to know. I have tried YouTube about 3 or 4 times before this attempt. And this is a first for me. I think my last decent success was a video about long legs that's now long gone. I'm not even sure what else there is to say except thank you so much. It means the damn world to me that you all are willing to see me in the morgue and watch me talk about weird shit, and hopefully you will be seeing me for plenty of nights to come. With that being said, I'll see you all next time. Stay safe. The night is young.